So I thought it might be a good idea. Well, I thought I'd show you guys like how I'm working on my lettering. It's not super great. This is kind of like just a folder. It's like a Korean notebook folder, I think. And I've been using it to practice my lettering, practice drawing, so that I can like make some of my journaling more interesting, you know? And, oh, that's my nephew doing his math. Yeah, you can kind of see like the struggle is real. I was really struggling with, and I think some of it had to do with like, you know, how you hold your pen. You know, I've been watching like a lot of YouTube to try to figure out like, how do I hold my pen? And then I also used it to like practice my stamps, you know, got those from Jet Pens as well. They're so cute. But yes, so I need to do my September writing and my October writing. Yeah, I'm practicing some letters. But yeah, I have like these books too that kind of give you examples of what to write. But you can kind of see like how I'm doing there. Okay, now on to the main course. Is kind of a walkthrough of how I did. How did I do, basically? Well, this is my month of December spread. And so I finalized my last week and a half. And so you can see here, I went shopping, some self-care day. I bought some apples, they were so amazing. Honey Crisps are all the way. The 24th, went to church to see my niece sing. And then Christmas Day, that's when my family got together. And then I had to work on the 26th. Yeah, we're dealing with end of year, end of quarter stuff. So you gotta like do a lot of work. And then here is the weekend, got to try to edit and post and record, you know, do some journaling. And then the final week of December is just work. Man, it's just work. This is a sticker from, let's see, this sticker, this girl had like brown hair. So then I took a marker and put black hair on it. And now it's me. And you know, my cats everywhere, work it, gotta get to goal, gotta get these numbers down, essentially. So what did I think of how I did? I like the idea of how this works. Like, what's my mood, maybe something that happened that day, just kind of like to capture the moment of the day. So as you can see, it started out with like more drawing. And I think I did enjoy drawing, but like I replaced some of these fields. Like this one I replaced with stickers, for instance, you can see right there. And this is more drawing. And then I also replaced this drawing that I had made of a bag, and I just used a sticker bag. But you can see that I still kept some drawings. Like I think I did really good on this one with the pho. I think it's amazing. Like that's not bad, you know, that's not bad with the pho. And then this one just being dark with snow. And then this one with the car, being stuck in the car, you know, and then I have my camera there. This one I ended up replacing completely too with like, that's got cats. And then this week was pretty much all stickers. Yeah, pretty much all stickers. I went to the doctor. I had the dentist appointment and a doctor that day. And then I had pho again. Hot tea, my trash bins were destroyed. Someone like had, to be fair, I think that like I might have left it in the wrong place and it got run over. Anyway, it's behind the story. Wrapping presents, you know, more journaling, recording on the weekends. And then you can see here, it mostly pretty much becomes all stickers, except for like this Christmas Day one, which I had done earlier in the year, or in the month. And then all stickers here pretty much, and then some stamps. So I think I like want to do a combo drawing But I definitely need to theme. You can see that as the month went on, I started having this green, this limey green and yellow be like major themes to kind of like try to like hold some cohesiveness together. So something I want you guys to look at is, you know, like, okay, so if you're looking at just my border, I think that's not bad, right? Just the border, not too bad. Not bad at all. It's like gold, green, browns, and reds, and I think it all kind of like goes together. This is where I was using some of the speckling stickers too. So it wasn't too bad. And then to a certain degree, I think if I had just had the monthly section around here, that could have been like, it's still like, I think messier than I want it to be, but I think there still was like more cohesiveness there. So lesson learned. Lesson learned. A little chaotic December, but that's okay. I wanted to show you what I had put together for January, and that, ta-da, is right here. So I had a video of like already putting together like these stickers, and I realized that like I think the January part was supposed to go up here so that all the labels are on the same one. But I took inspiration basically from these colors, and I took that as the inspiration for the color palette of the month. That way everything kind of can feel like it more goes together. And then I went ahead and laid out some I don't know, like design prompts, like that might be the idea, design prompts, so that I could have an idea of what I might want to do for a layout. So, or like at least have some ideas laid out here. So this is some washi tape that I laid down, and I put this sticker on here that says metanoia, and that is the journey of changing one's mind, heart, self, or way of life, which I think is like a great thing to look at for the new year, right? We're always like making new plans for the new year. We're putting together like our new goals for the year, you know, things like that. And I put here some focus on journaling in the new year. You can see my lettering is kind of meh. And then I had already laid this sticker down, and it's got a blue background, and I had did some marker on the background to kind of like match with what was happening here. And I don't know when this video is going up, but you know, basically nothing's happened on the 5th yet, but I laid these Post-its down. I kind of had these Post-its that I thought I was going to use to highlight sections of like, you know, the Bible that I was reading, but I decided that I would do something different for highlighting like that Bible. And then I also laid these Post-its down, and that's just kind of like to give me an idea of like how to lay out that weekend. I already know that I have to do a business trip for my regular work in this week, and so I laid down stickers already for what, you know, is going to, and then I return this day, leave this day, return this day. And there's meetings in the middle, I mean, pretty much the whole time. So I really like how this layout is coming out so far. So I'm really excited. And then Beauty by Starlight, I think this is something that she does where she kind of blacks out with washi tape the days that are technically not used in the month. So I kind of went with that idea. I think I still would like to have something around the border, but I need to like write down some tasks that I need to do to kind of you know, get started on this whole like editing schedule, trying to maintain that, you know, and having regular uploads, things like that. I thought I'd show you what I started for February because I kind of had messed up what was supposed to be like, you know, I messed up's too strong of a word. You can kind of like do whatever you want to do. It's your journal. But I set the standard to normal, and I was going with the same idea. So I had this like washi tape that was in this plaid color that had like these soft browns and soft blues in it, that I thought kind of went well with like these browns and blues here, pale blues. And at first I covered the whole thing the same way that I had done over here, but there's a longer period, you know, February is the shortest month, so there's a longer period of time that I had to go, and it looked just a little odd. And I thought, you know what, I do like to like play with boundaries quite a bit, but I don't necessarily like to be bound, and you can kind of see some of that happening right here. Okay, so then what I did was I started ripping the washi, like I see some, you know, some videos, some journalers do, and then I laid this book washi over it, and I had a brown version and a blue version, but I thought that the brown was getting just a little too, you know, lost, and so I went with the blue, so to kind of give it like that brightness. So it does, I think, you know, contrast a little bit with like the already set colors, but I think I'm not straying too far away. Like that's the nice thing about these being so neutral, is that I don't think I'm straying too far away, and then I can like certainly do the rest in that. And then I laid some foundation tape down to kind of like give me an idea of like where I might want to like put some notes. And then at the bottom, this isn't set in stone. I just kind of like had extra, like I was like shifting things around so much that I started, that I kind of just had these extra ones that I had cut up, and that I moved them down here. Be careful with your X-Acto knives if you're cutting things, because I keep cutting through the paper. I like it, somehow I'm just using too strong of a force or something like that. So I haven't done anything for March yet, but I wanted to go to my monthly, or no, my weekly section, kind of show you what I had done there. I haven't written anything for my dailies yet, so I need to like get started on that, so I can show you that. But you can see here we're at the end of the year, and for anyone that doesn't know what a standard daily or standard weekly section looks like, this is what it looks like essentially. The month and a little bit of a calendar here, and then the days are up in the front, starting with Monday with the numbers, and you can kind of see, and then yeah, it just kind of keeps going. So where I'm at right now is we are at the end of December and beginning of January, and I already laid some items down, and this section is going to be the hardest section for me because most of my day I'm at work, you know, and I have an Outlook calendar that I usually have open that kind of like plans my day. This is not what I would use to plan like what I'm doing that day, but I thought it might be a good way to like put stickers down and kind of just have like some expression, like some way to express whatever it was I was feeling from those moments, I suppose. And that's kind of like where I thought like, hey, I have these like stickers that I have no idea really how to use. Like these, like it's not that I don't use them in my monthlies, but there's just so many of these that I was like, oh my gosh, how am I ever gonna like use all of these? And so so I think that's what this is basically what I'm gonna use it for, is like have like, you know, moments like that. So first what I did is I laid washi down on the top to kind of give it like more vibrancy and color. And then what I'd seen people do in the past is like they either had like circles that had numbers in them, and I didn't have any of those. So I went into my Happy Planner and I found these little banner things, and so I put them down, and then I used my letter stickers, to do the numbers. And then my lettering, I did my lettering, which is really, ink is like a little iffy on washi, guys, and so be very careful about what ink you guys use. Because I had to let it dry for a really long time. So that wasn't too bad. I couldn't really use the Tombow Like at first I did, but it was like so, it looked like it was about to streak. So I went over it with my matte, my black matte pen. That did better. I still had to let it dry, but it definitely like didn't look streaky anymore. It filled in and had like, it made it opaque. But not too bad for my lettering there. My lettering here is okay. My lettering here is super off. It's not that great. And then I use more of my stickers here to kind of just imply like, hey, this is the end of the year and I'm in for like a busy time and it's going to be hustling, for our end of quarter goal. And then I changed up the washi to kind of show that like it's the end of something and the beginning of something new there. And so New Year's Day, hello today, New Year's, focus on journaling. It's a day off for me. Here it is, the definition for metanoia again. And then the best time for new beginnings is now, which is a great, I think, saying for the new year. The funny thing is that like I think like in my happy planner, when I was kind of like showing, you guys like what I had purchased for that, I think I was basically saying that like, oh my gosh, I hate sayings. I have no idea how I'm going to use these. But then I actually like, because this came from that. This came from like one of the happy planners. This came, hello today, rest and relax for the weekend, hello weekend. Focus on review because I have some reviews to do for end of work. So I'll have this day off, back to work for one day, and then the weekend. It's been kind of like a weird calendar day. And then I put a 2 Coffee Monsters Co. Stickers down, emoticons down, and this is from Happy Planner too. And then these two, this snowflake and this metanoia, came from the same washi tape. And I think that those washis were from the washi tape store. They were there. They had a 4 seasons. They have a 4 seasons one that, and so I just pulled out the winter one, and it had like things that just kind of made sense on that. And so yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm thinking makes sense, for like what a daily, I mean, I keep calling this section dailies, but like it's the weeklies will look like. And then officially this is the next week of the new year, and so I just wanted to put down that your future looks so bright, and I think it does. Like technically this should be for no, the dates here say 2025 to 2026, so it's got to be for maybe whatever it is that you want to accomplish. You can put your goals here, maybe for that. And then this is the first page of the January spread, and then this is where you can put what your first day was like in January, your first journaling. So as of today, it's not the first yet, so I don't have anything to write, but I do plan on like how I might want to lay out this book for that. So yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm really happy with how my January monthly spread is coming along, and I look forward to kind of thinking through like how do I want to express each day, and what occurred in that day specifically for the future. So yeah, that's what's been happening with me. I plan to have regular uploads. I need to think of like a better day to like post